Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Today we are talking about Nikolai's wife, his fourth wife, okay? This is a very serious video. We're going to be talking about how down bad was Nikolai for getting with his fourth wife. Now, I have a few quotes here, okay? I had to scour pretty hard for these quotes. I thought the Nikolai fourth wife quotes would be everywhere. But I have a few quotes here, so we're just going to go over the quotes, and we're going to talk about how down bad he was for hitting fourth wife, okay? Because I know he was smashing fourth wife, and from everything we've seen, it's not looking good for him. Okay, so let's just get right into the first quote here. Now, the first quote, let's read this. Let's read this out, boys. That's smelly and disgusting, like my fourth wife. And then he says, pretty though. Pretty and smelly is a weird combo. Okay, there's a lot to digest there. Smelly. Very smelly. We've heard this multiple times before. Fourth wife is very smelly. Probably smells like... I don't even want to go there. It's probably not good. It's probably not very good. Probably smells like a little bit of fish. Not very good, okay? But, you know, he is saying she's pretty, okay? So he's got a little bit of redemption there. A little bit of redemption there. Would you mess with a girl if she was pretty enough, if she's smelly enough? I don't know. I'm not gonna say down bad on that one. I'm gonna say questionable. Okay, I kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I feel like smelly is not a very good way to describe somebody. So I'm gonna have to say that's not very good. Let's jump right into the next quote here, guys. Can I be honest with you? I have searched for about 30 minutes now for just another Nikolai fourth wife quote, and I can't find a damn thing. So we're going to talk about his other wife, okay? Switch up. Third wife. Fourth wife, actually not that bad. I hear everybody in the zombies community, I feel like it's a common thing that people talk about his fourth wife, and they're like, okay, the fourth wife, I've always remembered that as like the classic wife. Apparently the third wife, disgusting, dude. Disgusting. Now, okay, no woman is disgusting, of course, okay? We don't advocate that on the, come on. On the Cloudy Boy channel, you think we're advocating the women are disgusting? Come on. But theoretically, she's a fucking goblin, okay? Let me read off some of the third wife quotes here. Okay, here's one of the quotes from Call of the Dead. Nikolai says, I feel like dancing with third wife. Like she's doing the trokika with me. Probably horribly pronounced that wrong. I don't know what a trokika is. Stick with me here. Dempsey says, wait, isn't the trokika that dance that needs 3 people? Nikolai says, yeah, but third wife is a big woman. She can do both parts. And then he says, I lie in bed just to roll towards her, And apparently Takio throws up from that. So we know she's a big woman. Nothing wrong to my, that's not even, I'm not saying, that's not a bad thing. Okay, that's not a bad thing at all. However, she's big enough to do 2 parts of a dance, so she might be like a goblin twisted, maniac looking, we're talking she's at least Gorlock the Destroyer levels, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But that paints a little bit of an image there, doesn't it? That paints a little bit of an image here. Now let's pull out another third wife quote. Okay, we're cutting back to fourth wife here. Okay, can I be honest with you guys? I don't have the quotes ready. I don't have quotes pulled up. I kind of just turned on the camera, but I found another quote. Okay, when you're out of money and you will go to buy a wall weapon, sometimes Nikolai will say, that damn stripper must have took my money. Damn fourth wife. He's talking about fourth wife there, okay? Crazy lore. So fourth wife is a smelly stripper. Now, I know some people out there who smelly strippers are their cup of tea, okay? So listen, we don't judge on the Cloudy Boy channel, okay? I'm going to go down again here, guys. So I'm just going to restart the level, and we're going to pretend that didn't happen, okay? I know people out here, they like smelly, big strippers, so that it's okay. It happens. I understand. I get it. It happens. But it's not really. The case is not looking good. Also, All I can find when looking up Nikolai wife quotes is how, like, he killed his first wife. He has a quote where he says, "This is the same gun I used to kill my first wife, that bitch." I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that quote. I guess Nikolai killed his first wife. That's not, that's not very fun or friendly. I don't really mess with killing your wife. Guys, it's gonna happen again, so we're just gonna restart the level. I don't really, I don't really mess with killing your wife. But I mean, hey, whatever you got to do to get done, is totally fair. Also, another fun fact: Nikolai apparently has 9 wives. 9 wives. This guy was pimping, or he was picking up 9 Gorlock the Destroyers. So, yeah, I don't know. Should we look for another? Should you guys? Yeah. You want another? You want another quote? Okay. Let me pull out another quote real quick. Okay, I found a really good quote, guys. Now maybe the title of this video is still gonna be called "Is Fourth Wife Cooked?" Okay. Even though the subject's changed quite a bit, and I'm finding out that fourth wife may be actually one of the least cooked wives that he had. So apparently, the first wife has a quote. Nikolai turns on the power and he says, I always kept the power off in my first marriage because first wife looked a little too much like Nikolai. Nikolai, he's not an unattractive man. Okay, I'll give you that. But if you want your woman to look like a man, that no judgment zone. This is a judgment-free zone. But I got some bad news for you. You may, that may not be, the straightest thing I've ever heard of. Not that there's God forbid, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, it's, if you want, next question. Anyway, so, yeah, apparently first wife looked a good amount like Nikolai, which is kind of concerning. And so out of the 3 wives so far, we have first wife who looked like Nikolai, third wife who was big enough to do a dance all by herself, a 3-person dance all by herself, and is referenced to be a very large woman, which is, nothing wrong with that. And fourth wife who is smelly. So it's so far not looking great. Those are the only wife quotes I can find, and that checks out. All of the COD Zombies gaming, I had never heard of like a 5th wife, 6th wife, but apparently there is a quote from Nikolai saying 1 bullet for every wife when he gets a rocket launcher. 1 rocket. I'll name 1 rocket after every wife, and the rocket holds 9 ammo. So that leads people to speculate that he has 9 wives. So that's something. You learn something new every day. I hope you learn something. I think that's a good goal on the Cloudy Boy channel. Is we're just trying to learn something new every day. To be honest with you guys. So, not bad. Let's see if we can find anything else here, huh? So Nikolai says, the influence of a woman can be very great. I think that is a good thing to take out of this video. An influence of a woman can be very great. Do you want a wife like first wife? Do you want a wife like second wife? Do you want a wife like third wife? God only knows. You're your own person. You're going to make your own decisions. I'm not going to tell you which one's right. But, things to think about. Well, this video didn't quite turn out how I expected it to, or thought it would. But, if you made it to the end, I appreciate it. We are going to now say which wife is the most cooked. Okay. Is fourth wife the most cooked wife? I don't think so. I actually don't think fourth wife is all that bad. A pretty woman that smells like really horrible. It's not, it's not preferred, but I mean, you could wear like a nose plug, or I don't. Everybody, look away from your screen real quick. That did not happen. Do not look at that. Okay, as I was saying, you could wear like a nose plug, and it really wouldn't be all that bad. So I'm gonna have to say no. She's actually not the most cooked wife. Does that mean she's not cooked? Like, no, she's pretty cooked. I wouldn't really want a 10 out of 10 baddie that smells like, you know, a McDonald's ball pit all the time. I feel like that's not gonna be a good time. But, you know, overall, I do think she is the least cooked wife. Okay. The second least cooked wife is probably gonna be third wife. Okay. Depending on what kind of man you are, you know, you may like that kind of stuff. You may like a little bit of a larger woman, or you may not. Over here on the Cloudy Boy channel, we have no preferences on women. Okay, we don't judge. Okay, and I'm not gonna say I like that or I don't like that. I mean, each to each their own. I will say a larger woman compared to a woman that looks like a dude and is described as a bear. I think I'd rather take that. I don't really want a woman that looks like Nikolai. So I think that one's probably gonna have to be the most cooked. So I hope you guys learned something today. If you did, you could drop it down in the comments. Say I learned a lot today, Mr. Cloudy. Thank you very much, or something like that. I really would appreciate if you stroked off my ego just a little bit. And so, yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. I think we found out that first wife is probably the most cooked wife. But, arguably, the man is just as cooked as the women, okay? Nikolai had 3 cooked wives. That means him himself is cooked, okay? He's not, I mean, he's an attractive man, but he's cooked on the inside, okay? If you have to go through 3 women and they're all horrible to you, I think it may not be the woman's fault, okay? Anyway, that's Knowledge with Cloudy. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about Nikolai and his wives, finding out how cooked fourth wife was. And, I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you so much again. We'll be coming in with more bangers. Don't even worry, zombies content, all sorts of content. We make literally everything on this channel, so just strap in, dude. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm going to blow myself up with the war machine. And, yeah, deuces. Oh, we got one more to say. Oh, deuces. I hope you guys enjoyed.